Hi there, my name is Ed, and today we are going to talk about the March 2025 sewing subscription patterns. Let's get into it. First up is the Cashmerette Club Winvale dress and tunic. This is a modern take on a classic shirt dress made specifically for curves. This is also a pattern that mixes and matches with the Vernon shirt, the Selwyn top, and the Swanton blouse. The Selwyn and the Swanton are both club patterns, so if you don't already have them, you would have to be an all access member to be able to access those patterns. So let's meet the Winvale dress and tunic. This, because it's a Cashmerette Club pattern, of course has cup sizes. It's C through H. There's a midi length dress and a hip length tunic. And some of the cool things about this pattern are an innovative button placket with clean finish buttonholes. And you can see this on some of the close-up images, but essentially the button placket is constructed in a really cool way where you actually leave gaps in the stitching for buttonholes instead of doing a traditional buttonhole. I first saw this from someone on Instagram, and I'll try to find that post to pull it in. She had these gorgeous bee buttons, so I was very excited to see this show up in a pattern that I could copy. The Winvale also has a swooping curved hem, an adjustable back tie for additional waist shaping, bust darts, fisheye darts in the front and back for shaping, a chest pocket, and fold back cuffs. Cashmerette has rated this pattern, the Winvale, for advanced beginners, and it is the typical size range for Cashmerette, which is a full bust of 33 to 62, again a multi-cut pattern, waist 25 to 52 inches, and hips 35 to 62 inches. The fabric inspiration is light to mid-weight woven fabrics. You could look at shirting, lawn, linen, chambray, or flannel. This month, club members get 10% off at Yard Blocks, and you can also get a discount on the Vernon shirt from Cashmerette's pattern catalog. There's also a sew-along that you can watch and sew with from Alex of Maison Lifestyle. Some things I really like about this pattern that they did call out: I love the swooped curved hem, and it does look like there's a hem facing with it, and so that looks really nice. I'm not a huge fan of a back tie, particularly on a shirt dress like this, because you can very easily try to get too much shaping at the waist with a back tie and end up having your buttons gape in the middle at your waist because you've tried to make it too tight at the waist. And so I would have preferred a belt, and if I make the dress, I would just put a belt with it instead of doing back ties. For me, I think the shirt looks most interesting to me. I do love a button-down tunic shirt, so I would be really jazzed about that. Up next is the Charm Patterns Patreon pattern, which is the Lisa Bodice. This is inspired by the striking dress that Grace Kelly wore to Wake Jimmy Stewart in Rear Window. It is fully lined, and it's a very fitted raglan sleeve bodice with an elegant deep V-neck front and back. You can pair this bodice with any pattern in the L'Amour series, so you could create a dress, a jumpsuit, or a romper. There are details on constructing the applique tulle skirt in the Vintage by Gertie magazine, which is available to Glamour Plus members on their Patreon. So if you want to also create the dress that Grace Kelly wore to Wake Jimmy Stewart in Rear Window, you can follow along in the magazine to do that. The size range for this is Charm's typical size range, which is a full bust of 30.5 to 62 inches, a waist of 24 to 56 inches, and hips of 36 to 64 inches. This is also a multi-cut pattern. For fabric, it is recommended that you use light to medium weight wovens, cottons such as shirting, eyelet, flannel, poplin, broadcloth, chambray, sateen, pique, twill and lawns, rayon or tencel twill, gabardine or crepe, silks with body like du peony, shantung, satin, and crepe, and linen blends. Stretch wovens may be suitable, but knits are not recommended for this pattern. I look at this pattern and I think it is very glamorous, and I do love charm for creating vintage patterns. I probably will not make this because for me, things that are too wide on my shoulders, I don't like how it looks on me. I like necklines to be a little closer for me. And I also, when I look at the dresses with the wide neckline, I think I would get really annoyed with thinking that it is going to fall off my shoulders the whole time. But they are lovely dresses, and they do have, of course, a vintage charm. Okay, let's take a peek at the Closet Core crew pattern, the Chloe jeans. We are, of course, continuing our trip through the decades of fashion. The Chloe jeans are a celebration of 90s denim. They're a wide leg and full length with a mid-high rise. It blends classic jean details with a fresh but also nostalgic shape and proportion, featuring a contoured waistband with belt loops and traditional jeans pockets in front and back. The Chloe wide leg is created by an angled side panel inserted at the side seams with inseam pockets at the knee. According to Closet Core, this is an advanced pattern in difficulty, and the size range is the typical Closet Core size range with a waist of 24 inches to 53 inches and hips of 33 to 63 inches. From a fabric perspective, Chloe works best in classic non-stretch or low stretch denim, and it's recommended to use a mid to heavy weight, so 9 to 14 ounces is ideal. However, you can also experiment with other bottom weight fabrics such as canvas and twill. You'll also need some cotton lining for the pockets, along with top stitching thread and jeans hardware, which of course you can get at Closet Core's sister company, Core Fabrics. They also have specific kits of fabric, top stitching, thread, and hardware all together if you just want to make it super easy on yourself. As a reminder, crew members that are the unlimited level of membership get a discount at Core Fabrics, and it's 15% off any order of fabric, notions, tools, or kits as long as you're an annual member. There are some tutorial videos and blog posts that were linked from Closet Core for this pattern. One is around tops for tip stitching. One is around tips for top stitching. There's also a blog post for fitting your jeans and a blog post to help you with buttonholes on your jeans. Okay, so it took me a little bit to come around to this pattern. I don't know if I'll actually make it because I've never made a pair of jeans. However, when you look at the inspiration images of Chloe and see the length of her pants and her jeans versus the length of the jeans on the models, I feel like Chloe is wearing full-length jeans and the models are not, and you can definitely tell. And if I have a pair of wide leg jeans, I want them to be full length. I want them to just graze the floor or the ground past my shoes. And I think for me, when that's not done in a wide leg jean, I think it looks a little bit silly. So I like the inspiration, but I think the samples could have matched the inspiration more. I will also say I'm not a huge fan of a pocket at my knee. A, it feels really hard to get into, and B, this is just another version of a cargo pocket, and I don't particularly enjoy cargo pockets, so in my mind, I would omit that while keeping the side panel of course, because that's in the pattern, but I would leave that side pocket out and just keep the jeans pockets. Other than that, cute. I think there's some color blocking opportunities that could be really cool with these. Certainly wide leg jeans are very trendy and it's a popular silhouette right now, so it could be really cool to make your own. Finally, I love a contoured waistband. Those fit best on me, so as I'm even thinking about were I to ever make a pair of jeans, I would definitely want one with a contoured waistband. So even if I don't hop on this pattern to make it this month, I would be happy to have a contoured jeans waistband pattern. Let's get into the Seamwork patterns. The first one is the Reed Sleeveless Shift Dress. This is a pattern that offers a timeless shift silhouette with a flattering armhole. It features a high round neckline at the front and a deep V neckline at the back for an elegant touch. The dress is fitted through the bust and it has a slight A-line shape through the body. Bust darts provide shaping, and there's an all-in-one facing that finishes the neckline and the armholes. There's also a side invisible zipper, which adds a sleek and polished finish. The hemline ends mid-thigh for a stylish, versatile look. According to Seamwork, this pattern is rated as intermediate, and this is Seamwork's standard size range of a full bust of 32 to 60 inches, a waist of 24 to 53 inches, and hips of 34 to 64 inches. The fabric recommendations are medium weight wovens, so a cotton twill, linen blends, denim, chambray, shirtings, eyelet, rayon, and tencel would all be great. To me, this dress looks lovely. I don't typically wear shorter sleeveless dresses, so I probably wouldn't make it up exactly how it is in the pattern. There is a project on Seamwork where one of the members made this dress in a floral print and I believe extended the hemline by 7 inches, and I thought that was quite striking and very lovely, so that had me looking at this pattern certainly a little differently. But if you are looking for a shift dress and that classic silhouette, this could be perfect. The intermediate difficulty likely comes from the invisible zip along with the all-in-one facing between the neckline and the armholes. I do wonder if you actually need the zipper if you have the deep V neckline in the back, or if someone might be able to shimmy their way into the dress if you put it over your head. That would certainly be something I'd be thinking of since I like to avoid invisible zips. The last pattern is the Seamwork Hill Collarless Shirt Dress. With this pattern, you can add a touch of vintage charm to your wardrobe. It's a button front dress that features a high round neckline, slightly extended shoulders, and an A-line skirt. Waist and shoulder darts on both the front and back bodice offer a flattering, tailored fit, and the waist tie provides additional definition. The faced neckline and center front add a polished finish, while inseam pockets offer practicality. Sew this timeless dress in a floral lawn for the ultimate sundress, or make it in linen to let the details and silhouette shine. This pattern is also rated as intermediate, and of course it's also in Seamwork's full size range. For the Hill Collarless Shirt Dress, you'll want to look for light to medium weight woven fabrics such as linen, chambray, denim, Swiss dot shirting, batiste, lawn, voile, rayon challis, cupro, and tencel. For Seamwork this month, the Hill gets the pattern extra. So this dress has the member bonus, which features a gathered skirt that perfectly pairs with Hill's vintage inspired bodice. So interestingly, we have 2 button-down shirt dresses this month. We have the Winvale from Cashmerette Club and the Hill Collarless Shirt Dress. I feel like I like the Hill Collarless Shirt Dress as a dress better than the Winvale. I like the A-line shape. I like that there's a belt with it, but it still has all of the darts for shaping. And I do like the extended shoulder. I think that's quite cute. So if I were to just pick one shirt dress to make up out of these options, I would pick the Hill Collarless shirt. When it first came out, I didn't appreciate it as much, but as I kept looking at it, I realized, ooh, I really do like that silhouette. I think that is quite cute, and I liked the skirt as well. And just the A-line skirt that comes with the normal pattern. I'm sure the gathered skirt is lovely, but I think to me, the clean lines of the A-line skirt look really appealing. All right, that's it for the March sewing subscription pattern roundup. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have a favorite pattern from all of these, do let me know in the comments. If I had to pick one, I really liked our button down theme this month. And while I do really like the Hill Collarless shirt dress, I think some of the features of the Winvale for me make it my favorite pattern from this list this month. I think the button placket is really cool, and I think the hip length tunic would be something that I would wear more than a vintage A-line dress. But that's just me, so let me know for you what your favorite pattern from this month is. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. Specifically, Jen, if you have not subscribed yet, you should. All right, that's it. I hope you have a great time sewing, and see you next video. Bye!